Subject pronouns. The subject pronouns in Spanish is what we're going to be going over. Now, in order to use a verb in Spanish, you'll need to learn about the subject pronouns. Because in English, when we change a verb, we don't notice as much what we're doing. But one of the ways that we use subject pronouns is we say I, you, he, she, they, we. So let's think of the word to be, the verb to be. I am, you are, he is. So that verb changes, but it depends on what the subject pronoun is. So in order to use the verbs, we need to be able to do this next step. And then subject pronoun, any pronoun, it replaces the noun. So the subject pronoun is what goes in front of the verb, and it replaces the name or title of a person or thing and acts as the subject of the verb. So it usually in a sentence sits before the verb. Okay? In both Spanish and English, subject pronouns are divided into 3 groups. I and we, first person. I know that when you write in English, sometimes your English teacher says, do not write in the first and second person. When you write in the first and second person, or first person, that's when you're using I or we, or you could be saying Maya and I. So it's 2 people. The we is 2 people or 3 people or 4 and so on and so forth, but it has the I in it. Second person, you use the word you. Now, that can be a singular you or it could be a plural you. So I could be talking directly to a person, whether it's informal or formal. I could be talking to a student or I could be talking to the principal. So it could be formal or informal. But it's also when you talk to a group of people. When I talk to my whole class, I say, you have this for homework. You need to do this. But sometimes when you're trying to refer to a whole group, when you're writing, you can't tell that you're speaking to the whole group. And so I would use you all or y'all or you guys so that you know it's the whole group. Sorry about this. Third person, he, she, and they. So that's you're not using you, you're not using I, you're not using we. It's he, she, and they. Now in Spanish, remember that words are masculine or feminine. So when you're using subject pronouns and you're talking about inanimate objects, they're actually going to go into the third person. So anytime I do a setup when things are singular or plural, I always set it up with 2 columns. The first column is singular, the second column is plural. We have a first person, second person, and third person. So our first person singular, I in English. It's yo in Spanish. Our plural version of that is nosotros, or the we form. Now, remember, we have masculine and feminine. So we have a nosotras also. The minute that you put a male into the group, it automatically turns into nosotros. So you will see nosotros more than you will see nosotras. The second person, tú, that is you informal. Tú is you informal. So it says this, I'm talking to somebody younger than me, or somebody that's my friend, or a family member, or I'm talking to my pets. Usted, or UD with a period, is you formal. Okay, it's you formal. So it's when I'm talking to somebody that's not my friend, that's older than me, that I should have respect for. You guys would be when you're speaking to your teachers. Vosotros is the plural informal. Vosotras, informal plural. This part, masculine or feminine, it is the plural form of two. Okay, you don't just put an ES on things or an S on things. The word changes altogether in this form. Now, when you're talking ustedes, on the other hand, to make it plural, you do just add the ES. Okay, this is the formal form of the word you in Spanish. Now, third person is going to be he, él, and the only difference between this él and the is this has an accent mark. She is ella. So this is the singular form. The plural form is ellos and ellas. So these are the masculine and feminine forms. Please remember that when you have a double L, that it's a yes sound. So it's ellos and ellas. So I have yo, I have nosotros, nosotras, tú, usted, vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, él, ella, ellos, and ellas. These are my subject pronouns. There will be other pronouns, but these are our subject pronouns. So what would be the subject pronoun for Matt? So if I wanted to say, I wanted to replace Matt, and I don't, because in a sentence I've used Matt, 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 or I said in a paragraph, I should say, Matt, 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 what can I use instead of the word Matt? I would use the word él. If I was to use the subject pronoun for I would use yo. Now, you, but I'm talking to Senora Gomez, I would say usted. So the subject pronoun for Matt would be él, I would be yo, and you, when I'm speaking to Senora Gomez, I would use usted. Spanish has two subject pronouns that mean you. This is tú or vosotros are the informal, addressing a friend, family member, or child. Usted or ustedes is formal, and you'd use it with a superior at work, a teacher, profesor, or a person that is older than you. In Latin America, ustedes is used in the plural for both tú and usted. I probably should have said vosotros for that. In Spain, on the hand, okay, no, that's fine. Vosotros and vosotros are used as the plural of two. Okay, so only in Spain do they use vosotros and vosotras for the most part. But the reason that I teach all of them is because there may be one day that you're reading something that comes from Spain, or you meet somebody from Spain, and it would be nice if you could understand what they're talking about and not just be speaking in the ustedes form. Ustedes is used only as the plural of usted. Okay, so on this one, what Juan and Dolores, so it's plural. There's no I in this, there's no you in this, so this has to be either ellos or ellas. The fact that it has Juan, which is a male name, it would be ellos. This one, it has the word I in it, so it is automatically first person overrides second and third person automatically. The minute it has I, it will be nosotros or nosotras. If I'm speaking to a group of people at work, this would be formal. So this would be ustedes. Okay. Masculine versus feminine. Okay. Masculine plural forms of nosotros are nosotros, vosotros, ellos. They refer to a group of males or a group of males and females. The minute you have a male in the group, it automatically changes to the masculine form of those those subject pronouns. The feminine plural, nosotras, vosotras, ellas, is only for females. Is only for females. It. There is no Spanish equivalent of it. There's no, you can't say it in Spanish. Generally, it is not expressed in Spanish, meaning that S is used all by itself. I don't know. Yeah. S is used all by itself. Okay. So if I want to say es un problema, remembering that problem is problema, what would this be? How would we say this in English? We would say it's a problem. Okay. Es una computadora. How would you say that in English? It's a computer.